I'm the stockbroker, in fact, for Mineral Commodities. Peter Fox is not available this morning. And so by way of introduction, I think it's appropriate that I should say that I raised this company $10 million, and that's the only money that they've actually had, in 2013 at a price of 8 cents. And they built the Tormin mineral sands mine, which is on the west coast of South Africa and is the world's highest grade of mineral sands in the world. It's started off at 50%, and it's now down to about 14%. The market capitalization of the company is now $100 million, compared to the $20 million when I raised them, they're $10 million. And they've paid dividends since 2016 and have returned 6 of the 8 cents by way of interim and final dividends. But basically, the company is about to enter this is the Tormin mine on the west coast of South Africa, and is about to enter a new chapter. And I'm glad to say that we're in a position to, the new mining minister in South Africa, Mr. Matashi, has granted the permits which we've been applying for the last 2 or 3 years. And so you can see the existing, I'm not sure I can point on this thing, but anyway, the existing mine is 12 kilometers long, but now they will be, as a result of these new permits, they'll be able to mine the whole 44 kilometers stretch of beach. And it's a renewable placer deposit, and the grade will be approximately 20%. The company sells that's the estuary of the old Oliphant River, which is basically the source of this remarkable deposit. It sells a rutile zircon concentrate, which is extremely valuable, and ilmenite, which is goodish quality but nothing very special, and garnet. Garnet is used as an abrasive and is a replacement for coal slag. And 25% of the world's garnet comes from this mine as well. This is a slide which indicates, you can see the grade on the orange line started off at 50% and is now down at about 14%. Those orange dots are basically dividends that have been paid. Production is due to, these are the targets. Basically, phase 1 should see the turnover of the company rise from 65 million to 90 million, and profits should go from 20 to 35 million, or earnings should go 20 to 35 million. Phase 2 will cost about 12 million, and should see sales go up to about 130 million, and EBITDA going to about 55 million. Phase 3 is a mineral separation plant, which is likely to be paid for, in our opinion, by our Garnet distributor. So the prospects over the next 2 or 3 years are for the earnings per share, for the EBITDA to rise from 20 million to about 55 million, which obviously on a market capitalization of 100 million Australian is somewhat undervalued. When the permits were being very slow in coming, the company took a decision to basically diversify out of South Africa and looked at the graphite market, and has acquired 2 of the highest grade graphite deposits in the world, The first of which is Skarland, which settled on the 4th of October, which is about a 40% grade of graphite. It's in northern Norway. It hasn't got a proper resource on it because it was run by a construction company. They didn't seem to mind about a resource. But basically, we're going to drill it up, and I understand that it could be in the region of 500 million tons. It, at the moment, produces 10,000 tons of graphite, and that will be increased to 16,000 over the next 12 months. Munglenup is the highest grade deposit in Australia. It's near Esperance in South Australia, and the strategy of the company is basically to upgrade it and sphericize the graphite over the next, and with that in mind, the company has entered into a joint venture with Doral in WA for the development with the CSR, I think, the Government Research Institute in Australia, to use a much more environmentally sensitive way of basically purifying graphite than is, for example, used in China. And with the chain of custody, which is likely to be introduced for batteries, particularly in the European Union, the environmental considerations about how the graphite is made is important. I think that the Chinese are probably some way behind in terms of basically embracing some of these environmental standards for their graphite production. So it's going to be a very interesting ride, and I think in the short term, what's likely to move the share price is basically the developments on the mineral sands front, which are, I mean, the average, and it's all really about grade. Richards Bay, which is the world's largest mineral sands mine in eastern South Africa, is about 3.5–4%, and this is 20%, with a very large zircon and rutile credit. And I think that the fact that the company is now going to be able to establish proper JORC resources for its mining operations on the west coast of South Africa is going to transform the company into a significant player in that field. Thank you very much.